titled The Price of Abundance. In the bustling city of Prospera, there lived a man named Adrian. Adrian was known throughout the city for his insatiable desire for excess. He had a grand mansion filled with extravagant furniture, a wardrobe overflowing with designer clothes, and a fleet of luxurious cars. But above all, he had an insatiable appetite for more wealth, more possessions, and more indulgence. Adrian's life revolved around the pursuit of material pleasures. He hosted lavish parties every weekend where the finest food and drinks were served, and he spared no expense in satisfying his guests' desires. He believed that the key to happiness was in amassing as much as possible, believing that an excess of everything would lead to a life of unending joy. Despite his apparent wealth, Adrian's life was far from content. He felt a constant emptiness deep within, an ache that no amount of possessions or parties could fill. His relationships were superficial, built on the allure of his wealth rather than genuine connection. His health deteriorated due to his excessive lifestyle, as his consumption of rich foods and drinks took a toll on his body. One day, while attending yet another extravagant party, Adrian noticed a figure standing at the edge of the room. It was an old man, dressed in simple clothes, observing the festivity with a serene expression. Adrian's curiosity was piqued and he approached the man. "Are you not entertained by all of this?" Adrian asked, gesturing to the opulent surroundings. The old man smiled kindly. Entertainment can be found in many forms, but true contentment lies beyond material excess. Adrian was intrigued by the old man's words and invited him to join him for a conversation. The old man introduced himself as Elijah and shared his own life story. He had once been a wealthy merchant, much like Adrian, until he lost everything in a series of unfortunate events. Forced to start anew, he found a simpler way of life that brought him greater happiness. As Adrian listened to Elijah's story, he couldn't help but reflect on his own life. He realized that his pursuit of excess had come at a cost. The loss of meaningful connections, the deterioration of his health, and the constant emptiness that gnawed at him. He began to see that an excess of everything had led him down a path of shallowness and dissatisfaction. Inspired by religious wisdom, Adrian decided to make a change. He started by donating a portion of his wealth to help those in need, discovering the joy that came from giving rather than acquiring. He scaled back his parties, focused on building genuine relationships with a select few who appreciated him for who he was rather than what he owned. He adopted a healthier lifestyle, prioritizing his well being over indulgence. Over time, Adrian found that his life became more fulfilling and meaningful. He experienced a sense of contentment that he had never felt before, and his relationships deepened as he let go of his obsession with excess. The emptiness that had once consumed him slowly faded, replaced by a sense of purpose and fulfillment. As the year passed, Adrian's mentions became a haven for artists, thinkers, and kindred spirits who valued authenticity over opulence. Prospera started to see a shift in its culture as more people recognized the hollowness of excessive consumptions and sought out more meaningful pursuits. Adrian's journey served as a powerful reminder that an excess of everything, be it material possessions, indulgence, or even ambition, could lead to a life devoid of true contentment. Through this transformation, he learned that true happiness may in finding balance, appreciating the simple pleasure and nurturing authentic connections that enrich soul. And in his pursuit of a life well lived, he became an example to those around him, inspiring a city to reevaluate its own values and